Hello and welcome back down to Workbench. Today we're taking a look at this orange backpack. Well, it's actually more than just an orange backpack, but what I've got here packed is my used car buying kit. So I'm in the process right now of beginning to consider looking at replacements for my 2008 Saab 97X. And so I've got a toolkit that I'm using to help me try to find the right car, and I want to share with you what I'm actually taking with me to the various dealers or private sellers I've been looking at to find a replacement vehicle. And so when it comes to buying a used car, it's very important that you try to find the right used car and not just the first used car you find that meets your basic criteria. Chances are there's a wide range of criteria out there for trying to find the perfect car, but you want to find the right car in a good condition that's not going to cause you more problems than what you paid for it down the road. And so again, it's not a matter of trying to find the first car, but trying to find the right car that meets your needs. And so for me, I'm using just this orange backpack that I can kind of sling over my shoulder and carry with me. It may be advantageous to be able to put this either in a computer bag or something else you can put over your shoulder that may look a little more in character, if you will, rather than walking around a lot with a backpack on. To each their own. There may be cases where I need to switch to basically a computer bag, take the computer out, don't tell the car dealer that there's no computer in there, and you'll understand why when I start going through this here, so that when you're alone with the vehicle on a test drive, you can stop and check out the vehicle the rest of the way, or use some of the other parts here while you're in the dealer parking lot. So now let's start looking at what we have in the backpack. So going through here, first, I got a pair of safety glasses here. These are my yellow tinted safety glasses, and that is because that is going to help me out with when I reach for my UV light. I'm going to be using a UV light to be able to kind of scan the engine bay to look if there's any chance that there was ever some UV dye put in. If they were perhaps checking for a coolant leak or refrigerant leak, that just helps to be just a sign that maybe there's some other issues going on with the vehicle. The next thing I'm going to be having is some gloves. If you're playing around with the car, maybe under the car, wherever you're looking, have some gloves to protect your hands. Always a good idea. And then I'm also going to have an inspection mirror. I find this to be particularly useful if I'm trying to look between the firewall and the back of the engine, or around the fenders, or behind the wheels, or anything else of the like. That just helps to give me an extra bit of viewing. Ideally, I'd bring like a little borescope camera, but I think that's just getting a little overboard. And to go with the mirror, I'm going to have a couple LED lights. So there's one, and then I've also got a pen light in here somewhere, right here, that I can use to help illuminate the engine bay to see what else is in there, if there's anything else that looks out of place. I'm also then going to have just a basic tire pressure gauge. So then if I have to be able to refill the tires or check the tire pressure, or got any concern about that, that's an easy way to double check that, especially since a lot of gas stations don't actually have tire pressure gauges built into their air pump. And then the next thing is going to be a couple screwdrivers. So for me, my current license plates are held on by a T30 Torx, so I've got a T30 Torx driver. I could probably get a T30 little insert bit and then drop into my insert or my ratcheting screwdriver. So in case I need to reattach the plates or make any other small adjustments to the vehicle that I'm selling or the vehicle that I'm buying, I can get the plates on and keep everything legal. That just is always a good idea. And then I'm also going to have some feeler gauges that I can use in case there's any concern about the gap between panels or inconsistency with gaps. You know, I can use this to kind of check that out to see if there's any issue with body panel gaps that might indicate there was some body work done that they weren't disclosing. And then now for the big tools. The first big tool, and this is one that hopefully you don't need to get out, but just check the battery. I mean, the battery's a couple $100, $150 give or take, maybe more, maybe a little less, depending on where you're at. And if you've got some concern about how the health of the battery is, if it's been sitting on the dealer lot for a while, and maybe the battery is not the strongest because it hasn't been started in a while, that helps to give you an idea of if the battery is any good. And the final tool, and this is kind of a big one, is to have a good, high quality OBD2 compatible scanner. Unless you're buying a vehicle that's before 1992, which probably you're not, every vehicle in North America and most other places around the world comes with the standard OBD2 port. And so I've got this Autel MK808 MaxiCom scanner, And this is great because it allows me to scan more than just basic OBD2 that you can do with just a small little Bluetooth dongles. This is a complete scanner that'll go through all the body modules, all the engine modules, give you engine data, live data, and even will allow you to basically save that data onto this tablet, because this is an Android computer. And then you can take this back home and review any specs that you weren't quite sure of while you're at the dealer, while you're looking at it. It can give you a good idea of the health of the vehicle. A couple of the big warning signs that concerns me whenever I plug this into a car. Number one, if the mileage since the last OBD2 reset is really low and the drive cycle has not been completed, that to me is a warning sign that there may be a hidden light in the background that they're trying to suppress by just hitting the reset button with a scanner of their own. Some dealers may be a little weary about you plugging in a good scanner to it. If they are weary of you plugging it into it, they're probably not a dealer that you want to deal with. And this is $500, but chances are the car you're going to buy is worth more than $500. And if you buy the wrong car, you could be looking at more than $500 in repair. And so I think this is an easy justification, if you need to justify to a significant other, why you need to drop $500 on a good scan tool. I'll put a link to this below. This one's been great. I've had it for a little over a year. It allows me to do oil resets and just about everything else I needed to do. But to me, I think this is the center pinnacle point of my tool buying kit, because it allows me to get a good reference of what's going on under the hood and to see what's going on. And then if I'm still in doubt, I've got the data saved on my tablet here. I can take it home and compare it to what it should have been, in case there's any values I wasn't sure on. I tried to bring a piece of paper with me or some other notes that have critical values with me that I need to know. But a lot of the critical values are already known in the system here from Autel. That helps to give me an idea of something that's in spec, out of spec. Is it too hot, too cold? Is the revolutions right? Is whatever the current or the item in question is, it helps give you an idea. Is it at least close to in spec or not? And so this is just a basic kit. Obviously bring your own two eyes and your ears. So as you're listening to a vehicle, does it sound right? Does it feel right when you drive it? Is there any play in the steering wheel? Does it steer well? And then there's also, should have been in here, a tire tread depth gauge to be able to check the tread depth on the tires if you have any doubt about tire tread depth. I thought I got it out, but I guess I didn't. Here we go. There we go. Tread depth gauge to check the tires in case there's any doubt if you've got enough tread left. These are really slick because they'll give you a red, yellow, green for how much tread life is left, and if that's an adequate amount of tread to know if you need to be replacing your your tires relatively soon. Because on some vehicles, 4 new tires, you're looking at $1,200 or more, and that could be a big decision in how you value the vehicle you're looking at. And so with that, that's a look at my used car buying toolkit. If you got any other ideas or additions, put it in the comments below. Look forward to reading your comments. Click that like, share, and subscribe buttons. Look forward to seeing you back here in another video, and have a great day. Bye.